Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Venus with No Mess. And today I would like to discuss the article that I seen from the police report from the courthouse about the 4 fifth graders plotted to murder a boy in the bathroom. And they was going to make it look like a suicide. What is going on with our young people? I am trying to wrap my head around this. It stated that 4 students, which 2 of them was 10 years old, and 2 of them were 11 years old. That's correct. 10 years old and 11 years old were all arrested on one count of threatening and disorderly conduct. Throughout the investigation, it was found that one of the students, which was a girl, was in a relationship with this victim, which was a boy, who had cheated on her, according to the report. The girl hated him and wanted him dead or alive. Just imagine 11-year-old or 10-year-old claim to be in love with a boy and want to unalive him. They were about ready to carry out this plan. What they was going to do, they were going to stab this 5th graders and forge a suicide note to make it seem or appear self-inflicted. This is so sad, but good, and I'm so happy. And I have to say thank you. Somebody, parent, had common sense. So someone overheard them putting this plot together. So the young student went home and told their parents, and they alerted the school. We're talking about it. But let me tell you a little bit about it. During a lunch break, the students was involved in a conversation how to end him. Like they said, according to the interview with the suspect, the plan involved luring the boy into the bathroom and stabbing him in his stomach. They even went further of wearing gloves. They were plot to wear gloves so they wouldn't have to leave no fingerprints and forge a suicide note. What is going on with our young people? Where's the parents? What is going on in their households? Why is a 5th grader, 10 and 11-year-old thinking about being in love? Shouldn't a 5th grader focus on trying to make it to the 6th grade or trying to make it to the high school? They even said one of the students said she was walking over to the group during the lunchtime, and she started making jokes about it because she didn't really thought it was serious. But she said once she started listening to what was going on, she said she kind of like backed off, like, hold up, are y'all really thinking about getting serious with this? And the girl said, yes, I want to unalive him. And one of the other students, she was part of the conversation. She said that she didn't want to do it. She didn't want to carry out the mission, but she didn't want the other crew to think that she was weird. She didn't want them to think that she was copping out. but she really actually didn't want to do it. So she's saying she really didn't want to do it, but she was too afraid not to do because she didn't want to let her friend down. But my question is, where are your parents? Why is someone not teaching you right from wrong? Because if you was a fifth grader, you should know right from wrong when it comes down to something like that. If it's something that making you feel uncomfortable, you should back off. Who cares about friends? This is something that needs to be taught to the young ones. Your no mean no. Your yes mean yes. Whether you have friends or not. And all the parents should be teaching their kids that there's a scripture in their Bible in Psalms 37:27. And it tell you, turn away from what is bad and do what is right, what is good. A lot of these parents are not being parents. I don't understand why a child have to say, I didn't want to do it, but I didn't want to let my friends down. See, that's the get along game. That's why so many kids right now, young kids right now, are pulling time behind bars, because this is a pattern that's going on. You're going to do something because you're so afraid someone else is going to say something about you. Who cares? Then the third student, when she was having a conversation, she said that she thought they was joking until the young lady had signed her to be the security guard to watch out. And she said that's when she knew this was serious. All I can say, our young kids, I just don't know. I just can't wrap my head around this one. I just like to know what is the parents doing, because I feel if a young child have that much hate for someone, and let me back it up. The whole thing is she said she loved him and he didn't love her. He's supposed to be with someone else. Number one, you're in the 5th grade. So I guess no one had taught these kids this hurt me to my heart to hear something like this, because this could have went the other way. If they had plotted this, carried this mission out, guess what? All 4 of them would have been in detention center until they were 18 years old. Then they would have been behind bars. So you would have took 1 life, but then you had to give up 4 life. With this girl thinking like that, I had to put myself in her shoes almost. I mean, I was like, and I'm trying to think, why does she want to unalive this young boy in the first? Why do you want to unalive someone because they don't love you anymore? And then I had to think, why would you want? What are you thinking about love? And you're only 10, 11 years old. Because, like I said, we have so many young kids out here running wild. We had mothers that not capable, not responsible. They don't have common sense. They shouldn't be having kids in the first place. Everybody want to jump up and they want to bring these kids into this crazy system because you want to feel good. You're not worried about the consequence. You're not worried about what's going to happen with your baby. Because all 4 of them was wrong. Even the leader, even the girl that wanted to unalive that boy, she was wrong. But her other three friends, when she first started talking about that, they should have backed off and reached out to their mother or took it to the principal, to the school office. Because if another young lady, a young girl that was in that lunchroom and did not hear that, it went the other way. Parents need to sit down and teach their kids about hate. And I tell mine all the time, hate have 4 letters, but so does love. Enemy have 7 letters, but so does friends. Lying have 5, so does the truth. Cry have 3, so does joy. Negativity have 10, so does positive. Life had 2 sides. Choose the better side, young people. It just bothers me to even sit there and read this thing that they had at the courthouse. And when they brought the parents in, they said 3 of the students and their families show remorse. And they apologized that they were sorry. But they said the 4th student and her parents did not even appear to be fazed. The student would smile, laugh, make excuse for her action. And you just wonder what's going on in that household. Our babies are raising themselves. Our babies are raising themselves. Just like I tell anybody can go out here and get together and have a kid. You see cats out here, they have their litters. And they teach them how to survive. And anybody try to come there and do something wrong, they will take care of you. But they teach their littles how to survive out here. We got human beings out here giving birth to babies, but not teaching them. Why would a 5th grader be in love with another 5th grader or anyone at this point? She's only a 5th grader. 10, 11 years old. You hated him that bad. You wanted him to be alive. You want to take this young boy's life because you said this 10-year-old young boy had cheated on you. It makes you step back and wonder, what is going on in her household? It makes you wonder, what is going on in her household? Where is she getting this from? And then sometimes I sat back and I was thinking, well, maybe she doesn't have a mother in her life. Maybe she's being raised by her grandmother or someone else in the family. And maybe they have a large family and they can't show her the love that she needs. So now I realize what the older people said back in the days. Sometimes it takes a village to raise kids. Sometimes it takes the whole village to try to step in. But we know your kids cannot be safe with everyone. But guys, if y'all have free time, you can go out here and you can look at it and you can see where it said a 5th grader plot to murder a boy in the bathroom. and she was going to make it look like a suicide. Like I said, they getting younger and younger and younger. So my question is now to everyone now. When is enough enough? Because I know some people said, well, it's not my child. I'm not going to worry about it. It ain't my child. That's somebody else's child. But yeah, that same child could grow up and do something to one of your kids. Unlike one of your grandkids. Unlike one of your family members. Then you want the child to be put away for life. It is so sad because there's so much out here on the internet. It's on the TV. And a lot of these young kids are watching this stuff and they cannot separate the good from the bad. I'm going to break it down. That's all it is. They cannot separate the good from the bad. Because this is really had took me back. I try to remember being in the 5th grade. When I was in the 5th grade, you didn't want to be my friend or you didn't want to have nothing to do with me. I don't care. I'm fine. Go on with your business. Hey, it didn't bother me. But a 5th grader plot to murder a boy in the bathroom because she said the boy cheated on her. 10 years old and 11 years old. Think about that, people. Think about that. Like I said before, when you have young ones, we have to be careful what we let them listen to, what we let them see on the TV, and also you have to be careful who they interact with. Because if you think about it, think hard now, and reflect on what I told you earlier. It was 4 of them. The main young girl, she was the one that was upset because the boy cheated on her. Just think about if those other 3 had followed what she said and some other student that came in the lunchroom and happened to walk in and she heard them talking about it and went home and told her mother. Just think about if that had never happened and they unalived this boy. You're not only going to have one family affected by this, you will have 5 families affected by this. And then this will be a repeat cycle. Because every time something happens like this, it's a repeat cycle. Because young ones cannot separate the right from the wrong. Okay? They cannot separate that. You have this happen, and then in another school, something else will happen. But they'll try to change it so they won't get caught, but they'll get caught at the end anyway. So this is what I'm saying. Parents, mother, father, uncle, auntie, grandmother, grandfather, wake up. Wake up. Talk to our young ones. And I understand that there are some young kids in the household that they don't have good upbringing, like I said. Some of them don't even should be in the house with those type of people. But the ones that can reach out to their kids and guide them to the correct path, wrap your arm around them, let them know what's going on, because young people do have feelings. We are failing our young people. And sometimes it is really, really sad. And like I said, I'm saying it again. It take a village sometime to help our young ones. But the only thing about it, everybody in that village, half the time, they need help themselves. So, what I'm saying, we need to pray. Our young people are just going down. I still cannot believe 10 years old and 11 years old was arrested for trying to unalive a young boy. And these are young kids in the 5th grade. Pray for our youth. Pray for our youth. And like I said again, a lot of time we have to watch the music they listen to, the TV program they on, the friends they hang around with. You know why? Because Satan and the demons are out here. And they are out for our young babies. So like I said, pray for our young ones, please. And until next time, peace out. Keep praying. Thank you, guys. I'm just lost for words. Have a nice afternoon. Thank you. Peace.